I am 89 years old. I spent 62 years being a father and 45 years building a financial empire that bought my children everything they ever asked for. I have 3 sons, 7 grandchildren, and a 401k that most men would kill for. But I am here to tell you a truth that will make you angry. Your boss won't tell you this, and your father probably didn't either. Being a great provider is the biggest, most cowardice mistake you will ever make. You think those 70-hour work weeks are a sacrifice? They aren't. They are an escape. I spent 45 years hiding behind a mahogany desk at 6:30 p.m. every night because managing a balance sheet was easier than managing the look in my son's eyes when I missed another ball game. You are building a castle for their bodies while you let their souls starve for a father. If you don't change what you do tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., you will end up like me, a billionaire in a house where the only thing that talks back is the echo of your own regrets. I'm 89 years old. I've outlived my wife, my best friends, and 3 of my favorite dogs. I've spent 60 years building what society calls a legacy. I have the 401k, the house in the suburbs, and a collection of watches that cost more than your first car. But as I sit here in a house that's too big and too quiet, I'm going to tell you something that will make you want to turn this off. It will make you angry because it's going to strip away the one thing you use to sleep at night. Your pride. You think you're a good father because you provide. You think that 60-hour work week, that promotion, that college fund you're bleeding for makes you a hero. It doesn't. It makes you a ghost. I spent 40 years being a ghost. I thought I was winning for my family, but I was really just running away from them. I was hiding in my office because I didn't know how to be a father, so I decided to be a banker instead. My hands shake now when I try to hold a coffee cup, but my mind is clearer than it's ever been. If you want to know why your kids talk to you like you're a stranger, or why they don't talk to you at all, listen closely. This isn't advice. It's a confession from a man who ran out of time. Let's go back. It's 1974. I can still smell the interior of that gold Mustang. It smelled like success. It smelled like I'd finally made it. I'd just survived a brutal tax season at the firm, and the IRS hadn't found a single crack in my armor. I was the king of the world, or so I told myself, while I poured my 3rd scotch of the evening. My wife Martha was in the kitchen. I can still hear the rhythmic clinking of the silverware. She didn't nag. She didn't scream. She just looked at me. It was a look of profound exhaustion. I ignored it. I chose to look at my leather briefcase instead. It was easier to talk to a briefcase than to a woman who saw through my bullshit. And then there was the sound that haunts me at 3 a.m. in this empty house. It was the thump-thump of small bare feet on the hardwood floor outside my study. My son, David. He was 6. He had a drawing in his hand, something about a dinosaur and a spaceship. He knocked, just a soft, hesitant rap on the wood. I didn't open that door. I didn't even look up from my spreadsheets. I told him, "Not now, son. Daddy's busy working for your future." Busy working for his future. What a convenient lie. I was working for my ego. I was working so I wouldn't have to deal with the terrifying reality of being a father who didn't know how to play. I heard his footsteps retreat, slow, heavy for a 6-year-old. That was the moment I traded his childhood for a few extra zeros in a 401k that I'm now too old to spend. I thought I was being a provider, but a provider gives life, not just checks. I was just a landlord who paid the mortgage but never lived in the home. You think you have time. You think the big moments are the graduations and the weddings. They aren't. The big moments are the small knocks on the door that you ignore because you're too busy being important. You aren't important at the office. You're replaceable. But at that door, you were the only God that boy ever knew, and you turned him away. Fast forward to today. It's 2024. I live in a house that talks to me. The lights turn on when I walk in. The thermostat knows exactly how cold my old bones get. I have the best insurance Medicare can offer, and my Social Security checks arrive like clockwork. On paper, I'm the ultimate success story, but the silence in this kitchen is so thick I can almost taste it. It tastes like dust and missed opportunities. My phone buzzed an hour ago. It was David. He's 56 now, a high-level executive just like I was. The message said, "Hey Dad, tied up with the board meeting. Can't make Sunday dinner. Hope you're well. Check is in the mail for the new caregiver." That's it. 22 words. That's the interest on the 40 years I invested in my career instead of him. He's not being cruel. He's just being me. I taught him that love is a transaction. I taught him that providing is the same as being there. Last Christmas, they visited for exactly 3 hours. I watched David stand in the hallway, his brow furrowed, staring at his phone just like I used to stare at my briefcase. His own son, my grandson, Leo, tried to show him a video game. David didn't even look up. He said the same words I said 50 years ago. "Not now, Leo. Daddy's busy." I wanted to scream. I wanted to grab him by the shoulders and tell him that the important email he was typing was a ghost, and the boy in front of him was the only thing that was real. But I stayed silent, because how can a ghost give advice on how to be human? I sit in front of the TV at night, listening to the hum of the refrigerator. It's the loudest sound in my life. People think the tragedy of old age is the fear of death. It isn't. The tragedy is realizing you spent your whole life building a fortress, only to realize you've locked yourself outside of the hearts of the people you love. My 401k is overflowing, but my soul is on food stamps. I'm a billionaire in a currency that no longer exists in this house. You think you're being tough by staying late at the office. You think you're sacrificing. You're not. You're being a coward. It's easy to be a boss. It's easy to hit a sales target. It's hard to sit on the floor and listen to a 6-year-old talk about dinosaurs. It's hard to be vulnerable. And now, at 89, I am the most vulnerable man on earth, and the only people I want to hold my hand are too busy providing to show up. Why do we do it? Why do we choose the boardroom over the bedroom, the spreadsheet over the bedtime story? I'll tell you why, and you're going to hate me for it. It's because the office is easy. In the office, you have a title, you have a rank, you have a clear set of rules. If you work hard, you get a bonus. If you lead well, you get applause. But at home, you're just dad, and dad is a role without a manual. You can't manage a toddler's tantrum. You can't optimize a teenager's heartbreak. You can't use a PowerPoint to explain to your wife why you're emotionally unavailable. So, you retreat. You hide behind the provider mask because it's the perfect camouflage for your cowardice. Your ego is a hungry beast. It feeds on status, on power, on the envy of other men. We convince ourselves that we're building a kingdom for our children, but we're really just building a monument to ourselves. We want them to be proud of us, so we work until we're strangers. We forget that a child doesn't give a damn about your title. They don't care about your 401k or the car in the driveway. They only care about your presence. Listen to me. Success is a drug, and like any drug, it makes you blind. You think you're winning the race, but you're running in the wrong direction. By the time you reach the finish line, the retirement, the wealth, the status, you'll look around and realize you're the only one there. Your children have grown up. They've learned to live without you. They've filled the hole you left with their own lives, their own hobbies, and their own resentment. You traded the now for a someday that never arrives. You thought you were buying their future, but you were actually selling their childhood. And the worst part? You can't buy it back. All the money in your bank account, all the Social Security benefits in the world can't buy back one single Tuesday evening you spent at the office instead of at the dinner table. Don't be the man who realizes this at 89. Don't be the man who has everything but has no one. Your ego will tell you that you're doing the right thing. Your ego is a liar. It wants you to be a king of an empty castle. I'm 89, and my time is a flickering candle in a windstorm, but you still have a match. If you want to avoid my silence, you have to start breaking your own rules. First, put that damn phone in a drawer the moment you walk through the door. It's the modern-day briefcase. It's a thief that steals your children's eyes while they're still looking for yours. Second, stop providing and start witnessing. Your kids don't need another toy from Amazon. They need a witness to their lives. Ask them about their day, and don't just listen for the highlights. Listen to the boring parts, the Minecraft stories, the playground drama. If you don't listen to the small things now, they won't tell you the big things later. Third, use the hardest words for a man to say, not "I love you," though you should say that too, but "I was wrong." Go to your son, even if he's 40 and has his own mortgage and his own IRS headaches. Tell him, "I chose work over you, and I'm sorry. I was a coward." It won't fix the past, but it will stop the poison from leaking into the future. You think your legacy is the money in your bank account or the name on the company building. It's not. Your legacy is the way your children talk about you when you're not in the room. It's whether they visit you because they want to or because they feel obligated to. Don't build a life where the only people who care about your death are your lawyers. I'm tired now. The sun is going down and the house is getting cold. I've said my piece. I've bared my soul to a stranger behind a screen because I can't tell it to the man in the message. Go. Close this video. Go to the door. Open it. And this time, don't just pay the bills. Live in the home.